Most player of the season debates start with the obvious names, the goal scorers, the creative midfielders, the players that light up the highlight reels. But this season at Arsenal, the most important player might be standing 40 yards away from the action. Now, David Raya isn't just Arsenal's goalkeeper. He might be the wall behind the title challenge. And if Arsenal end the season with silverware, there's a serious argument that David Raya deserves to be named as Arsenal's player of the season. But to understand why, we actually need to go back to the moment where his Arsenal career began. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Folder on Football, and let's get into it, because when Arsenal signed David Raya from Brentford, many fans were confused. After all, Aaron Ramsdale had just been named in the team of the season the year before. He was popular with the fans, emotional on the pitch, and a key part of Arsenal's rise under Mikel Arteta. So, when David Raya arrived, the big question was simple. Why change something that wasn't broken? Arteta clearly believed Raya could bring something different, more composure in possession, better distribution, a goalkeeper capable of playing a much more proactive role in Arsenal's system. But the decision sparked debate across the entire fan base. Was Raya actually an upgrade, or was Arteta taking an unnecessary risk? Now, fast forward to today, and the answer is starting to look very, very clear. Let's start with the hard facts. David Raya is currently leading the clean sheets charts across the entire of Europe. In the Premier League, he has 15 clean sheets in 31 matches, conceding just 0.71 goals per game. But it's in the Champions League with David Raya, and he's finally truly separating himself. He has already kept 7 clean sheets in the competition this year, more than any other goalkeeper. Across all competitions, the numbers are even more impressive. 22 clean sheets in 41 appearances. That currently places him 4 clean sheets clear and ahead of Inter Milan Sommer for the most in Europe's top 5 leagues. And if it continues, David Raya is the heavy favourite to secure, yet again, the Premier League Golden Glove. But here's where the debate probably begins. Because some critics are going to argue, understandably, that the numbers don't tell the full story. It's the passenger myth. Some people are going to say that David Raya has the easiest job in the Premier League. And after all, when you're protected by William Saliba and Gabriel, how much work do you really have to do? Arsenal allow the fewest shots on target in England. Now, sometimes David Raya might only face 1 or 2 or 3 maximum shots all game, which leads to the argument that he's just along for the ride. But the problem with that is that that logic misses something important about modern goalkeeping, because when Raya does get tested, the numbers show he is absolutely elite. Now, let's get into the data, because it's not just about the eye test. Modern goalkeeper analysis uses something called expected goals on target, or xGOT. And in simple terms, it measures how difficult the shots are for a goalkeeper to face. And according to that data, Raya has been absolutely outstanding. Take his Champions League clash against Sporting earlier this week. Now, Sporting finally managed to break through Arsenal's press late in the game. There's one clear chance, one powerful shot, and Raya dives full stretch and somehow gets a fingertip to it. Now, that single moment prevented 1.57 expected goals. Across the Champions League this season, Raya currently has a 90% save percentage. It's not good. It's the 4th best season on record since 2003. Now, even more impressively, Raya is preventing twice as many goals as the average goalkeeper based on shot quality. So, when Arsenal actually get tested, Raya delivers every single time. But his impact isn't just from saves. And this is where that modern goalkeeper comes in. Because Arsenal don't just have a good defence. They might have the most complete defensive system in Europe now. Saliba and Gabriel dominate the centre. Declan Rice protects the midfield. But the entire structure depends on one thing. And I think sometimes it is missed, especially recently when we had Kepa in goal. He is a goalkeeper brave enough to play high off his line. And under Mikel Arteta, he often positions himself about 30 or 40 yards from goal when Arsenal are in possession. And that positioning allows Arsenal to push the defensive line higher than almost any other team in the Premier League. In many ways, he isn't just a goalkeeper. He's essentially Arsenal's first midfielder. Sometimes the best way to measure a player's value is to see what happens when he isn't there. I mentioned it briefly earlier, but recently, Arsenal rotated Raya out for the domestic cups, giving the gloves to Kepa. Now, what followed was pretty telling. Arsenal suffered back-to-back defeats for the first time all season. We crashed out of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. And in the League Cup final, Kepa's error gifted Man City the opening goal. Suddenly, the calm security Arsenal fans have all become accustomed to disappeared. It highlighted something that often goes unnoticed. It's the stability that David Raya provides to the entire team. Now, in terms of the player of the season debate, of course, Raya isn't the only Arsenal player having an incredible season. Now, Declan Rice has transformed this midfield since his arrival. We've had, players like Gabriel having huge moments, huge goals in big matches. William Saliba currently looks like the best defender in world football. He's unbelievable. So how do you compare a goalkeeper's impact to an outfield player? Goals are easier to see. The tackles are made far more often than the saves. But preventing those goals, it can be just as valuable, if not more. And when you look at Arsenal's defensive dominance this season, it's impossible to ignore the man behind it all. Arsenal have got stars all over the pitch now. We talk about the quality of the squad. But championship teams are often built on something far simpler, trust in the last line of defence. And this season, few players in Europe have been more reliable than David Raya. If Arsenal lift a major trophy this May, don't be surprised if the player of the season goes to the man wearing number 22. So, tell me what you think. Is David Raya the real player of the season? Are we just talking about him because of his current saves and Kepa's blunders? Or should the award go to Declan Rice? Should it go to Gabriel? Should it go to Saliba? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this little breakdown, make sure you like, hype, and subscribe to the channel. You guys know football. I just talk it. Fall out.